Hello, this is Warlord 12, and this time around, this is something I really needed to talk about. I needed to get this off my chest. I could finally say what I needed to say about this. So, the thing about Nintendo failing to do what they were trying to do with Power World, the reason why it didn't work out like Nintendo really wanted it to, for what they were trying to get away with and stuff that they were doing, I prayed against Nintendo at least 5 months to 6 months ahead of time, right? So this isn't like something like I just prayed for at the last minute. Why would I pray against Nintendo? Because I and a lot of other people, we're just tired of Nintendo. It's like you want to be a bully, you want to push people around, then you want to walk all over people, and you're so smug, you think that no one can do anything against you. You're so overconfident, you're so big-headed. You thought that nobody can do anything against you because you have way more money than everybody else, because you're a multi-billion-dollar company. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You have this high status, and then you have so many other companies and other people, right? All these people giving Nintendo all this favoritism, right? I need to say this because Nintendo went too far with it. See, I'm someone, all I wanted to do was just buy Power World, right? Not think about any of that other nonsense with Pokemon. I just wanted to play the game, right? Have fun. And then the moment I try to buy the game, I find out that Nintendo's doing all this scummy, underhanded tactics and stuff, trying to mess with the video game. So they wanted to sue, and then they wanted to make certain patents right at the last minute, right? Because they don't want a franchise like this that's similar to Pokemon making more money than them, and causing potential customers to be making more purchases towards a different franchise like Power World. Right after I bought the game, when I found out that Nintendo tried to make a patent for against mounts and like the Pokeball thing, or throwing the Pal Spear and stuff, I was just like, you're doing all this to stop some other franchise just because people like this game more than your video game. And all you had to do was make an actual good game, but you're too lazy to do that. And so you sit here and decide to start trying to bootleg off of Power World when it came to some of the mechanics for your own game. And then the icing on top, you wasted so much money trying to sue Pocket Pair that all that money and all that time and resources, you could have been putting mounts in Pokemon ZA and things like that. But of course you didn't, because you'd rather just sue people rather than actually make a good game. You'd rather just sit there and be lazy and bum off of other people's work. It's funny because people, before I say this, I'll say glory be to God, because all the credit goes to God. All the glory goes to God, right? And I'm talking about the God from the Bible. I'm talking about the God of Moses. So let's get that clear. When I made that last video about Nintendo and what the issues were, I kept getting comments like, "Oh well, you're not gonna do anything. Nintendo won't listen to you. Oh, you can't do anything to stop Nintendo. Oh, nothing's gonna happen to Nintendo. Nobody can stop them. Yeah, except God can." And I'm gonna say this to you directly, Nintendo. See, you think and you thought that nobody can do anything against your company. You thought that nobody will do anything, that you're untouchable, that you're unstoppable. But guess what? God will stop you. When you want to you want to do people dirty, you know what I'm saying? You want to walk all over people and bully people? And after all this, now your company has gotten humiliated. All you had to do was leave Pocket Pair alone. All you had to do was leave the small company alone. That's all you had to do was stop being greedy. All you had to do, right? All you had to do was stop being petty and stop with the foolishness and put the foolishness aside. That's all you had to do. But no, you didn't want to do that. And look what happened. And people in the comments want to say stuff like, or, on their channels or whatever, on their videos, they want to say, well, Nintendo won. What did Nintendo even win? They won some money that's not, like, they won some small money, some chump change, and it's not really what they wanted. They actually wanted way more money, and then what they really wanted to do was shut down Palworld. That's what they wanted. And I'm going to say this one last thing. This isn't the first time that God has answered my prayers. Just to put that out there.